this will be fun. Where are you, webcam? Hi. Let me adjust this real quick, if y'all don't mind. Just so that I can show you more pictures. Okay, cool. And let's get some music going. What's some good music that's not gonna get claimed to all hell? How about, you know, I don't actually know if this will get claimed or not. We'll see. Let me just slow it down. I'm just gonna have it be kind of quiet in the background. Actually, there we go. Toho Bossa Nova Collection 1 through 10 from Shubayan Records. Okay, so let me get these pictures open for you and we will go through them. If I remember correctly, this thing really doesn't like to capture just plain windows, unfortunately. Yeah, no, it doesn't want to work. Capture method automatic. Let's try Windows 10. No, this is like before. All right, in that case, I'm going to do a full-on display capture. There we go. I'll just adjust it a little bit. Okay. Here we go. Welcome. Welcome to chatting about Otacon 2022, the fun anime convention that I went to this past weekend. This was a lovely picture that I took leaving Vermont with my friend. And then about 2 hours or so later at the Queensberry Pizza Shop, or sorry, Queensberry Pizza Deli, something like that, I saw this. I saw it from a distance and just saw got bats and knew I needed to take a picture. And then when I put on the zoom on my camera and saw that it said the Batman, so happy. Anyway, and then this is crossing over into Delaware, I think. No, New Jersey. This was in New Jersey. I think you can find out or not. Let's see, where are we? This was going into Delaware. This is the bridge that goes over to Delaware. And then we finally get to the con. So the very first con pictures that I saw was they got in front of me. Okay, first, before I go to that, as you may notice if you go look on like Twitter under the Otacon hashtag and whatnot, the management was a shit show and lines were very poorly managed. Volunteers didn't know what they were doing. Staff was told different things and was telling people different things. It was all just a general mess. Information in the guidebook app as well as on the website was not like well written or like put together or anything like that at all. And so when I got there, it took me about 10 minutes to get in, even though I pre-ordered my badge. Because like I had to track down a volunteer who then had to track down staff to tell me where I was supposed to go because the website and the guidebook app didn't tell me anything. But that aside, once I got in, the two people who were in front of me was this nice Kaine and Ganyu. And I recognized her hair from behind because Kanye has that distinct braid. So I was very happy. From there, I went over to the Artist Alley where, as you can see, like huge. The convention center itself was a nice space. Really bad congestion going into these places because they only have one escalator down into the room that was open for both the Artist Alley, which is what this is, and for the dealer room. And so the second day there was tons of congestion and it was not great. Also, one moment I just realized I should mark myself as not playing Ring Fit anymore, and instead just do just chatting. Okay, thank you. Anyway, sorry. Twitch mechanics aside, so this was the Artist Alley. You can see a good amount of people hanging out. We've got an Ostolfo down here, another Ganyu, plenty of Tanjiro action. I have what's that guy's name? From Beetlejuice, I think, and the clown guy hanging out down there. We got some husbandos. I think that this might have been the booth. This guy's in the way, but like right here, they had mini Dakis, like keychain Dakimaras with husbands on them. This guy has a thing. Plenty of people. You look like someone I know. An Android 18 maybe right there. A Klee. tons of stuff. Stormtroopers. That's not a Vocaloid. But yeah, Artist Alley was pretty huge, and it was really nice having that big space, and it was really cool. The AC was good. That's a Lucas or a Ness and a Monkey D. Luffy, I think. So tons of stuff, lots of things to get and check out. I ran into someone who I wasn't expecting to be there. Dr. Robotnik of the Sonic 2 movie variety. There was actually two of them. This one and then a lady whose mustache was even bigger, but I didn't get a picture of her. But I really liked that he had the rock. His right hand rock. Pretty immediately after, I ran into another house husband. So that's me on the right. And then him with his very wonderful cat print, which I thought was great. Took a couple pictures. His friend took a picture both with his and mine. Then I ran into an Albedo, which is good because Overlord Season 4 so far has been quite enjoyable. The most recent episode was fun. The dwarf stuff. I was like ready for it to keep going, and then the episode ended and I was like, mark of a good show that you wanted to keep going even though it just ended. What do we have in the background? Oh, not the Toho characters yet. We have Raiden over there, and oh, this person's art was really nice. A lot of, Final Fantasy stuff and whatnot. Anywho, then there was a dedicated Toho block for cosplay. So there was actually a surprising number of Toho cosplayers, which is really nice. So I got a picture of them. Had a really good conversation with someone else who I think I have a picture of later. And then a really good Kaoru from Evangelion who had the Lance of Longinus as a prop. And then this was a good one. You can see there's an Ancient Magus Bride in the background, but obviously the main thing is these two, Tifa and Cloud, in cross-dressed form. And I have a picture later of Eris in the red dress, so I got the set, as it were, later. I talked to a really nice artist. Landon Franklin was his name, this guy. And favorite anime is Outlaw Star. And he had a lot of really nice art, and he worked with this guy, Paul Korn, to produce a webcomic, and they printed off 5 volumes. And this was it. I took a picture of it to remember that. So that's my reminder to myself to go look at that. But after that, I ran into Pit. She was really nice. And she I don't know if we can see it. No. It came apart. Like it could become 2 swords, which is neat because she had it kind of sewn on. That's not who I think it is. But she was really nice and really well done too. There was a couple of good video game cosplays amongst other things. Look, a rat. VTuber rat. And then I think over at that one actually is where these were that I took a picture to show my friend because they're cute, and I especially enjoy the Elite Fuck You one right there, which is good. Here's one of those other really good video game cosplays. So she had Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. Look at that Kirby back there. He's kind of terrifying, honestly. And then this Link was really good. He made the chainmail armor which is really neat. He also had a pretty good sword. Wasn't holding it. Wanted to punch for some reason. I don't really know why, but dinged up Hyrule shield and everything. Like, good. And the person he was with, he also made this, the spear for the priest from Goblin Slayer, and she pulled it off really well, I thought. So like both the cosplays were really good. I can't remember. I think she did some of the sewing and stuff, and he did like more of the crafty things. So ran into an Amber appreciator who had the Baron Bunny course. It was nice. And I think when I ran into her, her socks were like all the way down, and like I was like, oh, can I get a picture of your Amber cosplay? Like, I'm really happy that there's other people who appreciate her. And she's like, yeah, let me just fix my socks. And then she just yanked them up, which was funny because I didn't even notice. I was more focused on the bunny. More red. So ran into an Emiya. It's pretty good. Although it's not really, I mean, the swords are Emiya. The rest of it seem a lot more like Muramasa, just because of the headband and whatnot, but I said Emiya, and he responded, so I think he went with that. So let's stick with that. More good video game cosplay. We have Dry Bones, the Shy Guy, and a Boo, and they did a good little pose and everything. It was excellent. Ran into another Yoko Taro fan. So he said that this was Emil, which I thought was interesting, because like when I first saw him, the machine head, he had it like facing down, so I couldn't see his eyes. It just looked like a blob. But like things looked familiar enough that I stopped and was like, hey, like, what's your cosplay? And then like he looked up, I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, I'm the merchant NPC character in Nier Automata. I'm like, oh, Emil. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh. Just funny, because this is not, you know, being someone who played Nier, Gestalt, and Replicant. Generally, when I think of Emil, I don't think of the truck wagon in Automata. I think of the, you know, other one. Anyway, good cosplay though. I was really happy to see these two, so Rei and Asuka. But if you recall, I think I've shown it before, but in the other room, I have the poster that these two are on, like the fancy. Sorry, there's a sneeze right here, and it's about to come out. Excuse me, I muted in time though. But I have the wall scroll of those two in those outfits, so I was happy to see that, and I got a picture of it. So good Rei and Asuka. Then, you know, it's an anime convention, but you see all sorts of people. So there was a Doctor Strange with his, you know, from the first movie, I suppose, because he still has the time stone, and he was just happy to be here. You could tell by the expression on his face. Another good video game one was King DDD, and then this Quiche from Tokyo Mew Mew is just staring at me, which I never noticed before. I assume that that's an Ichigo. Yeah, that looks like it's an Ichigo with from Tokyo Mew Mew. So, which it's airing now, the Tokyo Mew Mew New, where they're doing a remake of it. So Quiche and Ichigo, but the DDD was the main reason I took the picture, and he was a nice dude with a couple friends. And I ran into a very in-character mommy from Madoka, who had a little baby. And when I went up to her, I was like, hey, can I get a picture of your mommy? And like, I thought that she was just gonna hold the baby, and it was gonna be like in Rebellion, where mommy and baby are friends. But then she just threw it right on the ground and put her gun against it. It was great. And then over in the kind of the backside of Artist Alley was where the bathrooms were. They're like 10 feet that way. And I ran into a Kamiya. Got a good picture of him. I like that he had the flag, which is good. And then shortly after, excuse me, I ran into a Kaine, a Tubi, and a blanking out his name. It's like Robert or something like that. He's from Final Fantasy V. Because I had to ask, because, excuse me, like obviously I recognize Kaine and Tubi, but I was looking at him and I was like, who are you, because you feel familiar. And he's like, oh, I'm from Final Fantasy V. And I'm like, wow, that is a game I have never played. I don't know why you look familiar, but good cosplay though. I mean, he's wearing leather pants, so you have to give him that and like appreciate his dedication, because it takes effort to wear leather pants. I've done it in the past and they are not particularly movable most of the time. So also above Tubi's head, you can see a really cute picture of Jesse and James there. Nice. A little while later, I ran into the Great Saiya Man and Great Saiya Woman, I guess. They were both dressed as a Saiya Man. It was good. The visor was pretty neat. It's held on by magnets. And I think she was the main one who like coordinated their costumes and put everything together and stuff like that. Because when I asked for their costume or for a picture of them, she like fished out the visor and just like slapped it on his face. It was funny. Good couple. We have a good Majima back here, as well as Guts. I didn't actually see that Majima when I was there here. Otherwise, I would have probably bought that because that's actually good. Damn. Oh well. There were other booths that had Majima stuff that I noticed, but I didn't like the art style, so I didn't buy it. Ran into a Zack, who had a really good Buster Sword. Like, look at the details on that one. No light up material like the one from Anime Boston, but really good details all the same though. This friend took a few pictures and she also held up the phone. Also ran into a Y'shtola, which I was happy about, because, you know, Final Fantasy XIV is one of those games I've been working my way through for a while. Having just beaten Shadowbringers a week and a half or so, like all the way through and starting Inawalker. So very happy to see Final Fantasy XIV characters. There were a few red blood cells from Cells at Work, and I ran into this one and she had the most adorable little plushie. I mean, look at it. It's even got googly eyes. And like as I was chatting with her to start with, I was like, oh, did you make the plushie? And then I saw the tag. I was like, oh, I guess not. She's like, no, I bought it at like so-and-so website and whatnot. And I was like, oh, it's really cute though. And then shortly after, I ran into another Fate fan. There were a good number of Fate fans at this event, by the way. I actually got a new person on my support from it. Not her, different person. But I like this Tamamo because she actually had she has the cards. I don't know what their real name is, but I want to call them spell cards, even though I know that's like not right. The talismans, I suppose. And she had those ready to go. So it was nice. A good Tamamo. And she was, I believe, yeah, she was with this one from Hellsing, which was nice to see, because you, like, typically if you see a Hellsing cosplay nowadays, you see Alucard. Maybe a Ceres every now and then, but most of the time just an Alucard. So nice to see someone who also appreciates and enjoys Hellsing. Completely opposite to Hellsing, of course, though, is Stocking and Panty, and I don't know if this was supposed... Oh, it's the boy. It's the guy. It's the little guy. I don't remember his name. He's the punching bag that wants to have sex with Panty. I don't remember his name. But yeah, I think people are happy about Panty and Stocking getting a season 2, though. So it was nice to see. There was quite a few Panty and Stockings. I liked her wig a lot, though, so... No wig required though with this one. The dude like went full on the teeth for the Chainsaw Man. He had a bit of trouble with this and like just getting his hand into it. I mean, and like holding it in the pose and whatnot. But good cosplay, really good cosplay. Not as mechanically interesting as the one that I saw in Anime Boston, where the guy had them spinning and moving and everything like that. But still really good, and like really good detail on the teeth. Then ran into the Zelda a little while later and asked her about the necklace, because that was the thing that caught my eye. I was asking her if she had made it or not, and I think she had. She was the first person who I took a picture of who like pulled down her mask to have the picture of, which I thought was surprising. I didn't ask for that. She just kind of did it. There weren't that many people who were running around with like their masks down and whatnot. Typically, if someone had one down, most of the time, like I saw at least two artists like ask someone to like, hey, could you put your mask up and whatnot, and then they did. And then later on at the end of the third day, there was a pair that I'll show later that like forgot to have it up or whatever and had to be asked to put them on. But for the most part, everyone was, you know, just kind of being respectful of each other and everything like that and obeying the rules. This is not a cosplay picture. This is rat cat robot or robot rat cat ant rat. It's something like that. I followed them on Twitter. Oh shoot, I can't say it. Their handle's right behind there. But I really loved this burger picture. And really wanted it, but then it turned out that they didn't have it anymore. Like, or they never had it, rather. It was available for pre-order. It's a work in progress. But I was like, man, why are you showing it if I can't have it? Because like, I like burgers. and a cute person eating a burger would be perfect for my kitchen. So, and like, my friend was like, why don't you get the ramen one? And it's like, she's cute. She's eating noodles and all that stuff, but like, I want the one where she's not leaning over the table and like squishing her breasts up against it. I just wanted a burger. Speaking of breasts, this man's bosom. I ran into him at least 3 times, and each time he was like, hey man, and he was like happy to see me. And I meant to like ask him what his routine was, honestly, because like he has a really good chest. Like we just did all those arm exercises for ring fit and stuff like that, and it's like, what do you do for that? Is it just like the bench press or what? Anyway, good in Nosuke. You know, with the mask off and whatnot, no pig mask, just blue hair and pretty face, all that stuff. Look good though. I had a mission from a friend to find Hu Taos and take their pictures for him, so I did. This is one of many. And yeah, lots of Hu Taos. Then it was time for lunch, finally. And I felt like I was back in college, because colleges, I don't know if it's a normal thing, but at all the colleges that I've been to, they always have like fries and chicken as like a main dish that you can just get like quickly to go. And it was the fastest moving line. And so I popped in there and got some chicken while I waited for my friend, and it was good. Then getting closer to the end of the first day, I ran into this Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Mars. Don't tell Sailor Moon that they're together, but I thought that they did a really good job. Like, he had the rose and everything and pulled it off very well. And then before, I think this might be the last picture of the day, I'm not sure yet, but I ran into this guy and I had to take a picture for Swerve, who was in here earlier. Don't know if he's still lurking, but I had to take a picture of this sad, kind of depressed looking Kingdom Hearts cosplay. So this is the second day. This was on Saturday. I saw an excellent Spy X Family cosplay with 6'2" Anya, which they were happy about, and I was like, that's great. But yeah, they're cosplaying and it was good. So, and then a little further on, I found an Ishtar. Like I said, there was a surprisingly large amount of fake cosplays, and I don't feel like I typically see a lot of Ishtars, so that was cool to see that. And there's like, I don't even know, but this dude's cool looking. Look at this. I kind of love this man. Like, look at that outfit. Like Moby Dick over there, or Ahab rather. Anyway, later on in the day, I found another Hu Tao and a Geodaddy, Song Lee, that's his name, not Geodaddy. And they're both good, so I got a picture of them. I like that, I don't know, it looks very plasticky, but like in a good way, if that makes sense. Like, it looks like the model, I suppose. Anyway, good Hu Taos. This cosplay was fantastic. This is Bone Druid from Made in Abyss from the movie, when he goes full on I'm a murder you mode and goes fluffy so far. But yeah, really cool guy too. Nice to chat with for a little while. This man has a raccoon on his head, which I didn't realize before, but yes, fluffy, mildly cursed Bone Dread with LEDs in his helmet. So really good cosplay. They had Itansha there, the wrapped cars with things. So there was Nino, Best Girl. It was actually just like quintuplets car. So I got a picture of the Nino bit because Nino's the best. And then they had the Miku racing car there as well, which, to be completely honest, I'm not super into this particular style of Miku, but I like that there is a Miku car in general, so that was good. Oh, I must have ran into him between things. Ran into another house husband. Sorry, I had a good picture of another car that they had there, but another house husband rocking the shades, which, like, a lot of the time, other house husbands that I would run into, they would either not have the shades or they wouldn't have the scar, but we both had it and it was good, and we both did the pose on the first volume of the comic, and it was great. There was a Fos. There was a I think this is the high dive. I don't know why I'm moving my head around. It's not going to make this thing move, but I think it was the high dive little area in the dealer's room, because I only went to the dealer's room on the second day. But they had a Fos, which made me happy, because maybe they'll make more anime for it once it's done with the manga, since it's off hiatus. Maybe. Also, this Klee is just like, what is this dude doing taking pictures of Fos? Okay, so then there's this guy. This man right here is the Toho Mad Lad. Very happy to run into him, because I didn't have a lanyard. Because as I said earlier, the event was kind of poorly managed and such. So, like, even though you pre-ordered your badge, they didn't send you anything else with it. They didn't send you like anything that would check for like so they required your badge, and then you had to get a Rona bracelet that says, you know, you weren't infectious. And then if you wanted it, you needed the R18 wristband as well to like get into R18 panels and that kind of thing. I didn't get one of those at all, because in order to get one, you had to go into the line and wait to get to the registration booth, where they would then give you a lanyard and the R18 bracelet, which is stupid because there's no reason why, if you pre-ordered a badge, you should have to go through another line, because the whole point of pre-ordering a badge is to get around waiting in that line in the first place. So I was really happy, because this dude gave me oh, he has one right here, gave me one of these lanyards for Toho Fest, which is in California, and Clarence, I think is the name of the place. I have the card in the other room, but he helps organize and run a Toho Fest, where they have all sorts of Toho games to play and do other Toho things and have fun. And he was a really nice guy. I chatted with him for like 5 minutes or so, and yeah, super cool dude. Invited me to go to Toho Fest. It's in California though, so I'm not sure. I feel like I probably won't, but it is something to keep in mind for the future, perhaps. But yeah, really nice guy. Speaking of nice guys, this Nobunaga was fantastic. You know, like his cosplay is solid. I knew that he was Nobunaga right away, so he nailed that. But this box was wonderful. He has a gacha box with the Saint Quartz and the flashing and everything like that. And inside, I don't actually have it with me, but he had the little cards with like class cards with random servants on them, and then on the back would be their profile and stats. And you could reach in and you could play the gacha and get a card. So that was cool. I got Columbus, or the Rider Resistance, rather. And my friend got Cersei. And I thought about asking my friend if he wanted to trade or just give it to me, because he doesn't play FGO. But it was like, no, he should. I won't ask, because he should keep it if he wants it. If he doesn't want it, I would just give it to me. Anyway, but this dude was really nice. His friend code was like 7967 or 756754756 or something. It was some really easy to remember number. And we friended each other on FGO, so we can use each other's supports and whatnot in the event. Super nice dude. Then another booth for, like, you know, publishers and stuff like that. The lady who was running this was actually from Japan, and was handing out mascot characters for the Embassy of Japan. Oh, I don't remember what prefecture it was. wherever it was from, wherever that the studio was based from or something like that, wherever they were working out of. But she had little things to give little mascot characters, so she gave me one because I was taking a picture of the Otacon. Because as you know, Otacon is one of my favorite animes. So I was really happy to see this because the manga ended, and like I would love a season 2. That'd be great. Ran into a Genos from One Punch Man. I totally forgot his name, and so I went up to him like, "Your arms are really cool. I know you're from One Punch Man. I don't remember your name. Who are you? Because you're not Raiden, but you're part robot." He's like, "I'm Genos." I'm like, "Ah, there you go. Thanks." It's been a very long time since I read it or tried to keep up on it. Also, this Anya has a chimera. Just cute. Whoops. But nice dude. Here we go. Here's the car I was thinking of. So Nujaba is pretty sure that's like that really well-known artist dude who makes music that a lot of people like. Or at least he, like a lot of my friends listened to that back in college. And apparently he is a fan of Marine, of Hosho Marine, because his car is wrapped with that. And actually, I think I might, yeah, I got a better picture. He's got some good ones. He's got Reg from Made in Abyss, Betty from ReZero, and Anya with some peanuts. So it was good, really cute. Then right after I looked at those and was checking out the cars, I ran into this nice Jinx cosplayer, who then pulled in her friends to get a picture. They were very friendly and very nice. I think, what did I tell them? They asked about something, or they said something about Fate, I think, and then I directed them to go over to the Nobunaga to do the gacha roll. Also, there's a good James back here. Whoops. Good James back there. As well as a Chica? No, Astolfo. Anyway, a little bit after that, I ran into a flashy Tengen, right, is his name? And then Inosuke, who had not a full-on pig mask, but he had a mask like that, which I thought was also good. So, got a picture of them, because Demon Slayer is a good time. More Fate cosplay, ran into MASH. And was pretty happy about that, because you don't see a lot of people cosplay MASH, even though she is kind of the face of FGO in some aspects. There's also a Kitagawa Marine in the background. But yeah, her shield was great, like big. I hope it's not too heavy, but she pulled it off well. Also, she had some crazy heels. You can kind of see it. Some pretty big heels to be walking around in at a convention. There were 2 Helltaker cosplays that I ran into. The first one being Justice, of course, who did, you know, some punching, had the gloves and everything, and was a nice person. So it's good. After that, I ran into another Zhongli who was with the Mona, so I got more Genshin in there. A lot of Zhonglis. Like I don't know what it is, but more people tend to cosplay Zhongli than some of the other ones I see. So it's always like kind of fun to see the different pairings. Down after that, I ran into this Makima, who I thought was really cool because of the contacts. As you can see, she had the yellow contacts, and I asked her if they were troublesome at all, because I've never worn contacts in my life. And she said that besides the fact that her peripheral vision was yellow, everything was fine, that they weren't too much of a pain. But apparently, like, her peripheral vision was just yellow because of the contacts. So, but nice person, chainsaw appreciator. You have a Water Boy in the background, as well as Ice Boy from Genshin, and what might be a Peach right there. And then I don't know what that is. But ran into a JoJo afterwards, and another, well, I guess 2 JoJos technically, because that's Jolene, right? No, it's not. Jolene's hair is different. It's been a while since I watched the first half of Stone Ocean, and they haven't come out with the second half yet, right? So anyway, but I, recognized the JoJo, so that was nice. This guy was fine. Like he was fine with me taking his cosplay picture, but also like his demeanor and whatnot. Like when I asked him for the cosplay picture and stuff like that, like he was okay with it, but I think he was surprised that I wanted a picture of his cosplay. And I was like, yeah, like you have the hat, and the chain. You're good, man. You're golden. So, but anyway, that guy is, you know, kind of let's get this over with, versus this guy who was very, like, they were both happy to have their picture taken. And I was like, oh, killer T cell and a platelet. It was great. So they were happy. Cells at work cosplayers are generally pretty happy, it seems. So it was nice. And then shortly after I saw Fos, and you can kind of see in the background, I got a picture of him later, but this guy is the Laughing Man from Ghost in the Shell, and he had a spinning display, I guess. Like it spun and showed the image as opposed to just being a straight screen, and it was really, really cool. Then I ran into probably my favorite Zhongli and Hu Tao cosplayers, where they had this coffins for sale sign, buy one get one free, and there was something else that was funny on the back side of it, and it was good. But yeah, they were very friendly and nice, and we chatted for a little bit before going. And also just like, I don't know, I like her eye makeup. Like I think she did a really good job on it, and like it pops really nicely. So just nice eyes. Anyway, pulled up Zhongli really well. So, and we're friendly, so it was nice. Speaking of friendly, ran into this friendly Roshi. Wow, I can see myself in his glasses. Look at that. And he was a nice guy. I just loved the beard and everything. It was so good. Then there's this disturbing artwork that I had to take a picture to send to Swerve to make him unhappy, where you have transformed T-Rex Mario on top of Yoshi. Which is just good. Afterwards, I saw Captain Marine, who, you know, no contacts to change things up, but had the jacket and everything, which is asking a lot, I feel. The more clothes you have to wear doing a cosplay, the more effort it is, because typically places aren't well ventilated. So this one being the exception, where it was actually pretty cool in the artist alley and dealer room and everything. But nice Marine cosplayer. This Venti cosplayer was also nice. Yeah, just a good Venti cosplay. Also, like, she had a basket of like strawberries and stuff, and she was like giving them to people every now and then. I don't really know why or what was prompting it, but it seemed to be very in character for Venti to do, so I was cool with it. There's some fun hats, the JoJo hats, and then an Owu and Uwu hat. They also had Fate glasses down there, and I think on the other rack they had like Final Fantasy 14 glasses or something. Had to take a picture of old Joseph for my friend, and then ran into another stocking, and right behind her you can see a Kyoko, who I then got a picture of, because Kyoko is my favorite of the Madoka girls. When Homura isn't rewriting the world and making everyone love her. But yeah, great Kyoko. Like, even has the boots and everything like that. Doesn't have the spear, but I mean, that's a very large prop to carry around, so I don't blame her. But has the soul gem and the bow, so really good. This Nobunaga was amazing. It's an Avenger Mao, and you know, not only did she have the sword, but she had the noble phantasm, like the big angry skeleton that appears above her when she does the attacks and everything like that, and that it was like attached to her back basically, and just kind of hovering there. And also like the cape and like all the props and everything like really well put together, and then combined with like the samurai mask and everything. Just overall, like fantastic Nobu cosplay of Avenger Nobu. So anyway, good Fate cosplays all around. Ran into this Link in Navi, who I of course had to ask. It's like, hey, have people been like going up to you and saying, hey, listen, and that kind of thing? Like, and I think I asked it to him, be like, oh, like, have people been going up to you going like, hey, listen, and stuff? And then they're like, no, actually they've been doing that more to her, which is weird, because like you wouldn't say, hey, listen to Navi. Navi is the one who says it to you. But yeah, they were really nice. We chatted for a little bit, and they both had these cups, these Wild Bill's cups, which you can see in the background here is the the Wild Bill kind of booth thing, where they had this deal where you bought the cup and then you could get unlimited daily refills or unlimited refills or something like that from the thing, which seems like a good deal, except that the cups themselves cost like 40 or 50 bucks. So not really a good deal, but good enough deal that some people were doing it. But they're really nice. It was a good cosplay. You don't see Navi that often, I feel, so it was good. Then we had Monster Hunter. My friends who play Monster Hunter identified which one this was. I've forgotten because I haven't played Monster Hunter in quite some time, but I think there were at least 2 Monster Hunters that I saw. It was good. Then I ran into this Lelouch / Zero right after I bought a shirt, which I don't have. It's in the other room, unfortunately. I bought a really funny shirt that says I bought this at the soup store, which is a reference to Code Ment's abridged version. Yeah, which if you don't know, just search for I'm at Soup on YouTube and you will probably find it. Or just look up Purple Eyes What the Fuck's YouTube channel and watch the Code Ment abridged and enjoy. But yeah, I then directed him to that so that he could go get that shirt, which he was happy about. Ran into a fun Mandalorian with the Grogu. He also was playing music and other things. Good cosplay. I don't think that he is specifically whatever the name of the Mandalorian is in the Mandalorian. I don't remember that one's name. I think he's the other guy maybe, but he has the Grogu. So, and then I ran into some Vocaloids a few times, but I got these two's picture. I liked, I like the bow. Honestly, it's very floppy, kind of silly looking, but they're really nice. So, got their picture because I like Miku and Rin. And then there's this picture which I thought was hilarious. It was at one of the the R18 booths that was selling like hentai and other things like that and lewd things, and they had just like silly pictures up across all the naughty bits and whatnot, like this one that said it's condensed milk, there's nothing here, which like perfect. It was just funny. Ran into a good traveler and a Barbara who was pretty happy. I always like to see Barbara cosplayed because she's great. I love Barbara. Speaking of things that you love to see cosplayed, ran into a Majima who was nice. He struggled a little bit when I was getting his picture. Like the eye patch is a pain in the butt and whatnot, so he got it on his eye, and then like his hair was stuck underneath, and then his girlfriend or friend, I don't know who the other person he was with, like helped push it out, and then he had to get the gloves on. But overall, good Majima cosplay. Hi Davkint. I'm going over my pictures from Otacon. Okay. And then we had some more JoJo. So we have is it Kek Queen? I forget his name. The one with Emerald Splash, and Josuke. And obviously, compared between this JoJo versus the other JoJo from before, this guy was much more into it, doing a pose. His chain is bigger. They're all into it. It was good. He's even got like a fun belt. So not just a jacket. Good cosplay. More Fate cosplay. Ran into a Mordred, who I think, like, looking through my pictures earlier, I think that this cosplayer was also at Anime Boston, I believe. I think I might have gotten the picture of them then, but they love Mordred. So I in the dealer's room, there was someone who was selling swords, not real swords, but like polycarbonate or something like that, and they had them in all sorts of different styles and such from different animes and those things, and they had Mordred's sword, so I directed this Mordred to it. Then shortly after, before I ducked into the video room, like the chest area, like the neat little triangle thing and whatnot, yeah. Before heading into the video room for a while to watch some anime, I ran into a Mei cosplayer from Guilty Gear, and then promptly Totsuka-kied over to her and asked for a picture. And she was like, "You don't get gloves because I just took them off." I'm like, "That's fine. I just want the dolphin." Want the dolphin in the hat. That's all I need. But nice to make cosplayer. And then I watched a really good anime for a little while. Pretty sure that's what I did at that point. I popped into one of the video rooms and watched the Irresponsible Captain Tyler, which is an anime from 1993, and watched the first 4 episodes of that because they were airing that. And then later on in the hotel, later with my friend, we watched another like 10 episodes. There's 26 episodes total, so I haven't finished yet, but gotta download the rest of it at some point because it was funny. It was a good time. Then ran into a Bell Crannel and a Hestia and chatted with them a little bit about the ongoing season because it is currently airing. Is it the 4th season now? I think it's the 4th season. Either way, airing now. Been enjoying it, so chatted with them about it and whatnot. And it was good. So nice to see a nice couples cosplaying a couple. Shortly after, I ran into an Alize, which, you know, I was happy about because yay, Final Fantasy 14. Trying to see if there's you can't really see it very well, but there's some like Yakuza art back here, and like this is Leo Gallo. No, Gallo's the other guy. Leo, the guy from Promare, dressed in the Kill la Kill outfits, which is kind of silly. Don't remember what that one was though. But yeah, the Alize person was nice, but not as nice as this Shuten Doji. This is actually one of the artists in the artist alley who I was checking out their booth and like saw their Shuten Doji cosplay, and then was like, hey, can I get a picture of cosplay, because you know I like Shuten Doji. I have her as my phone case. And so then her and I chatted for like 5 or so minutes about Fate and gotchas and the suffering thereof and whatnot, and she was super nice. Super nice, good cosplay, like has the horns, has the little doohickey thing there, has, you know, the obvious kimono and exciting Shuten Doji clothing, as it were, but was super nice, really friendly, good to talk to. I believe my friend bought something from the booth. I don't remember if I did, but I did talk to her a bunch. Then I ran into a Heidelin. I think it's a Heidelin anyway. Yeah, it's a Heidelin. I just started Endwalker, so I just had like one scene with her. So I saw the white Ascian mask here and then popped over. I was like, hey, it's you, Heidelin. And look, she even has a little Heidelin keychain. But she was really nice. We chatted about Final Fantasy 14 for a little bit. Komi, Spy X Family, Marine Kitagawa. I think I got a picture of her later, maybe. But yeah, really nice Heidelin. And then I ran into a Buchirati. Buchirati? Forget how to say his name. From JoJo, Golden Wind, who's one of my friend's favorite characters. That was a really good one. He had the full suit and everything with all the lines and nonsense and the chest thing. Super nice dude. Super nice Buchirati to chat with and whatnot. There's a good oh no, that's not Miku, never mind. Oh, you can see Doctor Who over here. I didn't get a picture of him, like an actual picture of him, but I saw him walking around. I was like, wait a minute, I recognize this Doctor Who from Anime Boston. Maybe it's actually Doctor Who. It's going around saving the world. Got a Madoka. Happy Madoka cosplayer, so that was nice. There's always a few of those. And then I got a slightly more rare cosplay, still pink though. Timmy Turner and Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents. At Anime Boston, I got a Jurgen von Strangle, so all I really need to do is find a Wanda, and then I will have completed the main cast, for the most part, of Fairly Odd Parents. And then this was some good art. I bought a couple things from this booth and then asked them if I could take a picture of this particular thing to send to my friends who are obsessed with Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri? Eddie? How the hell you say his last name? Because it's Elmo as Guy Fieri saying Flavor Town, which just seemed like something people should like. Also, this Zelda poster of Link, Laugh, Love. It's just good. So overall, just good Good stuff. Yes, exactly. And then I ran into another Amber cosplayer, another person who popped down their mask for the picture. One of fews who did that, and her cute little Baron bunny. Honestly, like, that's one of my favorite things is when the Amber cosplayer has the Baron bunny. Also, like, one other thing is that she has the like quest icon above her head, which is really adorable. Because, you know, I think the first time you meet Amber, she has that because she's like kind of part of the tutorial. Also, one of the other things I liked about her cosplay was that these the bags, the saddle bags, utility pouches, let's call them that. She was, you know, actually using them for stuff, which is nice. It wasn't just like another little piece of the cosplay, but she was actually getting some usage out of it and whatnot. So, and I was actually really lucky to get a picture of her because like she was just getting ready to leave to go back to her hotel room. She was done for the day basically, and so I was happy to get a picture of her. You know, a German girl who has this cosplay made for herself. Nice. I like Amber appreciators, so I'm very happy that you know someone who made an Amber cosplay. Love Amber, she's great. And then you know, she had the little quest icon above her. This dude right here had an exclamation mark, kind of cut off, but he had this good sign. An adventure, you say. I am in need of someone for random and menial tasks. Do you accept? And if you accepted, he had cards that he then would like flip through and then give you the quest card. And if you could do the quest, he would give you a gold chocolate coin as a reward, which is good. And so, since I was dressed as the house husband, he handed me a like, who is your waifu / wife of the character you are cosplayer. And so then I got to tell him who it was, and I got my coin. This was pretty nice. You dropped the instantly created card. Awesome. I will check it out. Then I ran into a Venti, more Genshin, but like this Venti stood out to me from the other Ventis because like he was just straight up wearing like this swimsuit, like homemade Venti swimsuit thing, which I thought was interesting. I was like, huh, neat. But also like his mask was really cool. Like the mask itself, like he like added stuff to it and made it neat, so it was ventified and everything. So it was cool. Good dude. And then I ran into an internet meme, Bara Burger King and Femboy Hooters. So they were a nice couple that I ran into. I was like, love your cosplay, can I get a picture of it? There was also a Tomboy Outback State Back and Goth Denny's. Maybe that's the other way around. I forget what the meme things are, but there was another pair walking around who were similar. Some good Cowboy Bebop in the background, One Punch Man, Link, some good Kirby stuff in Animal Crossing. Trying to see if there's anything else in any of the things that are worth calling out. This is that I forget the name of that character. She's an older one. Anyway, they were great though. They were very friendly and nice. Just like this guy, dude cosplaying as the Green Lantern, and he even had contacts for like the green eyes, which is like up and beyond the Call of Duty to cosplay the Green Lantern, which I appreciate because when I was younger, my dad had one of those like big comic book anthologies, and the one that I liked the most was the Green Lantern because it had like the origin story of all the different like comic book heroes in this giant anthology, and like the Green Lantern just had like the alien crash down and then he like gave the ring and all that stuff and whatnot. It was cool. Anyway, so I like the Green Lantern. Another Genshin character. I don't know the name of the character. I recognize that it is a Genshin character, and when I saw her cosplay from a distance, I was like, wow, this person put in effort. Because they had, you know, like the 4 or 5 flags, however many are back here, I guess 4 probably. Like 4 flags hanging off of them. The weird pom-pom things in the hat. all the doodads that Genshin characters always have. Excuse me. So like really good cosplay. And yeah, and little bows on the feet, very cute. Then I ran into another house husband, which was nice. And this is on my way out of the dealer room. I think I ran into him, so I was like, ah, good. He had the hat. Didn't wear it in the photo for some reason, but was rocking it. So then I also ran into a Ness. Actually, yeah, Ness wears his hat backwards, right? Or is that Ninten? What is the house husband? Way of the House Husband is the series. Way of the House Husband. His name is Tatsu, but just call him House Husband. But yeah, another Mother series, good stuff. And there was a whole bunch of them later that I got a picture of. Then Emiya Archer was very happy about this guy's, because like, you know, I got the other one before who was Muramasa Shiroiness and such, but this guy had like, he went crazy with the hair, like actually like had some color in his hair and spiked it back and whatnot, just like the actual character in it. So thought that was good. And then here's a rare cosplay right here. This is the Sleepy Princess from the Sleepy Princess anime, where the girl gets kidnapped by demons and just wants to sleep and ends up like terrorizing the demons with her antics of getting like pillows or making beds or doing all sorts of nonsense and whatnot. It was great. I was looking at something. I think I was looking at the art here, maybe like the Tamamo or something like that. Then I saw the pillow out of the corner of my eye. I was like, wait a minute. Are you the Sleepy Princess from the Sleepy Princess anime? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I love that one. I watched it with my friend. Why does the main character, the way the houseman looks so evil? Because he is an ex-Yakuza. He's an ex-mafia man. That's why. It's Gap Moe. He looks scary, but is actually very nice. And there was Tamamo, the second Tamamo I found. She did not have the talismans, but she had the fox ears and everything. So it was good. I was happy to see more Fate. And I ran into a Toma from Genshin, who I know as, you know, a house husband of sorts in that thing. So I was like, we got to get a picture together. So, and he wanted to do a selfie, so we took selfies together. Which was good. And then his friend, yeah, pretty sure it was a friend who was with, was a Tanjiro. So got a picture of his cosplay. And then I ran into this Asian. And I chatted with her. I was like, oh, I just started Endwalker, got like a little bit into it, not very far yet. And she's like, oh, you don't know this character yet, but you will. So when you run into that character, think back to this. So an ASEAN Final Fantasy 14 character that I don't know who it is, but I knew it was Final Fantasy 14 and wasn't asking because it has the mask. So, and also like ASEAN face mask, which is cool. So all the Final Fantasy 14 cosplayers I met were very nice. Ran into this good Solaire, who I sent this picture to my friend who likes Solaire a lot, and he commented on how huge the arms looked and like freakishly long. But I think it's a bit of a like an illusion, sort of, because of the bucket helmet and how it kind of like cuts off the shoulders and whatnot. It just makes the arms look very, very long. But good Solaire, did the pose, made me happy. And then this Hu Tao from Genshin I was happy to get this. She definitely made the spear herself, and also there were LEDs in it, which was really neat. So all the LEDs. I like it when people put, you know, fun lights into their cosplays and that kind of thing. Let's see, is there anything? There's that really cute Team Rocket one again. Then there was a good Promare cosplay of Leo. And they were previously checking out some, you know, Uranus and Neptune art, right? It's Sailor Neptune and Uranus, who are the lesbians, I think. This person was all about cupcakes and such. Yeah, it was good though. Good cosplay. This dude's fantastic. This is Cosplay Repairman. And he has a tally for how many cosplays he's helped service. So he's got, you know, stapler, tape, all sorts of stuff. He had scissors. He tried to help me. I didn't need anything repaired on my cosplay, but the eyeliner stick that I have that I used to make the scar was a bit dull, so he helped me sharpen it a bit, which was nice. So he's just a good dude. And then here's the Aerith from that I mentioned earlier when I had the picture of Cloud and Tifa in their outfits for the Don Cornel or whatever his name is mansion part, the Honeybee Inn. And so this was the red Aerith that I found later that did that. There's a good power there, and that's not Raptalia. Ika, some lewdish looking man. It's good. Then I ran into another Promare cosplayer, and like really good. So is this dude being Gallo, right? But then this lady right here, she made all this, and I asked her about it and talked to her about it for a little bit, and it took her about a month to make like 200 hours or so of work going into this, and it's all foam and layers of foam to make the different textures and all sorts of stuff and whatnot. But like, she did a really good job of making the like transformed burnish version of Leo that Gallo fights at the beginning of the movie, and like even like the huge crazy things and whatnot. And it might be a little bit hard to see, but she made the sword too. It's all multicolored and everything like that, just like it is in the movie. So really good. If you haven't seen Promare, go watch Promare. It's a very solid anime movie. Going back to Final Fantasy XIV, ran into a Thancred who, you know, has all the pre-made shells from Reen/Minfilia, as well as the Gunbreaker blade and such. It was good. There was a few Thancreds wandering around, but this was the one I ran into, so it's nice to see. I think I saw 2 Misatos from Evangelion while I was there, and this was the one I got a picture of. So it's a Misato, and it was a good one, so I was happy. I had to wait around, I think, a little bit because their friend and them were buying something first, and then after they were done, I asked for the picture. This is the Kukulane that I mentioned like way earlier, I think when I was doing Ring Fit, where I have a picture of him later playing Rock Band. But we were in line to wait for this pizza place right here, John Doe Pizza, which is not worth it, spoiler. I didn't end up getting it that night. I went and got Mediterranean instead because the line was much shorter and moved much faster. And my friend and I both finished our meal like before he sat down. Yeah, before he sat down. Like I was just like sipping on my drink at that point when he finally got his pizza and sat down. Crazy line. But whilst we were in line, I got a picture of the Sakura Miku, so I was happy about that. And this dude photobombing over here, look at him. But yeah, good Sakura Miku, really good intense eyelashes and such, and good makeup. So, but was really nice, friendly. You know, it's nice when people let you get a picture of them when they're in line. So then not a 6'2" black man playing Anya this time, but still just as good. Spy X Family had the Chimera doll and had the silence pistols for Lloyd and everything like that. So it was really nice. Good family. You can see the Chainsaw Man in the background. A Misa from Death Note, and I think a Toho character maybe. I don't know, but mainly there for the Spy X Family. There was Amogus as well. There was a red and a blue one. I only saw the blue one, and I'm okay with that. Then when I was going around in the video game room, because my friend wanted to check out the video game room, which I didn't really want to, because typically at a convention, video game rooms smell bad. This one did not, surprisingly, probably because of how high the ceilings are and how like well ventilated it was. But is that no? I don't think I got a picture of the weird waifu game, but it's a Yuna from Final Fantasy X, so that was cool. And there's a Darth Vader in the background here, which I have a picture of later. Excuse me. And then here's some cosplayers playing Rock Band. And it just seemed perfect for Kukulane to be doing that. Do you say gamer smell? The gamer rooms at conventions typically smell because a lot of the time they are not well ventilated, and a lot of the time they are small and dark, and there are people who go in there and they sit and they play Smash Brothers for 10 hours straight, and that's all they came there to do, and they sweat heavily. So this game room did not have that problem, which is nice. Outside the game room, or no, sorry, right before leaving the game room, actually, I ran into another house husband who I thought was really good. His specifically, like, he's got the hair down really well, and as I said before, my hairdresser couldn't see me on Wednesday before the con because she had to cancel appointments because she was like with someone who then tested positive for Rona, so she canceled all her appointments because she's a very what's the word? She's very safety conscious, I suppose, and whatnot, and very mildly paranoid about such things. Not that it's a bad thing, that's how she is. So I did not get a haircut, otherwise I wouldn't have had this giant poof. Anyway, putting that aside, another house husband, so it's nice to see. You love to see it. Outside the game room, got that picture of the Darth Vader, who was pretty good. You know, everything lit up, had all the lights and whistles and everything like that. You can see a pyramid head in the background here. There was 2 of them, actually. It's like a couple going around as pyramid heads. It's kind of fun. Then another Toho. A nice Remelia, I believe. And you can kind of see behind it, there's a Breath of the Wild sword, I believe, right there. And there are people dancing over there too. Then I ran into a Saber Altar as well as a Gil. So you can see Saber Altar, you can tell because the sword is black and the hair is white and there's no Ahego. And then the Gil with his fun necklace and everything, and the earrings, which are basically locks. And I love that he had like crazy snake printed pants. Good, perfectly Gil. And originally I was just gonna get a picture of them, and they're like, oh, like, do you want to be in the picture? And I was like, oh, yep, sure, I guess, because, you know, normally I don't necessarily, I typically just want a picture of the cosplay itself, but it was good. I'm like, yeah, you guys don't have an Emiya to make you food, so I'll substitute in for it. And then what felt like the artist that I ran into before, the Landon, whatever his last name was, whose favorite anime was All Star, who I bought art from. It felt like he just like manifested this cosplayer's presence, because this is the first time I think I've ever seen Outlaw Star cosplayed anywhere. So it's a Gene Starwind from Outlaw Star, which is a good anime. So it was nice to see. Then over in the other corner, I found a Hatsune Miku and Irene, and they made their outfits, which is impressive to me. I think that must be the R18 band, I suppose. But yeah, they made the outfits. I think she might even have contacts in. Those look like contacts to me. But yeah, like I feel like that must have taken a lot of time and effort to do that and to make, and that it was really, really well done. So it was cool. Then ran into a couple of Land of the Lustrous cosplayers of Yellow Diamond as well as Phos, in someone who definitely has been reading the manga, because this is Phos from like chapter 70 or 80 something. It's not in the anime at all, where Phos now has not only gold arms and legate legs or whatever it was, but also that blue stone. She has her head and the crazy eyeball and everything else. So really, really good Phos cosplay. And then Garfield randomly, just hanging out. Anna Barbara staring at Garfield's back of his head, wondering what's going on. You know how it is. But yeah, nice Garfield. Then there was this great Nier Automata cosplay. That's a bit of a parody on the Become as Gods section of Nier Automata, where he had "We shall become as thoughts" and had the upside down bra on the machine life form. And on his butt, he had, "This cannot continue." And like, I did not ask, like, I saw it when I approached him from behind because I was like, is that a machine? Like, what's going on here? But like, I took a picture of this and then he turned around and wiggled his butt at me, which is funny. Nice guy. Then saw a really good Batman Beyond cosplay. Like, you know, he's like the perfect build for it. Like, he's skinny, lanky. It fits with the you know, the actual cartoon style of that show of Batman Beyond. So it was neat to see. I think he was with another Batman character, but I didn't get a picture of that one. But I did get a picture of this Josuke and Star Platinum, which is cool. Also, I enjoyed that Star Platinum has a like pink dolphin for no particular reason. Like, I mean, I guess they must have bought it or something. But yeah, it was good though. And also, like, I feel like he's wearing like, he's either got like the most immaculate body ever, or he's probably just wearing something similar to this to make the chest poof out like that. But the jacket was really well made, I thought, because, you know, he had the full collar and the shoulder pads and everything like that. Like, good amount of effort feels like it went into making that. So good. The chain, this chain's big enough. This one is small. But yeah, they were a good pair. And then outside Saturday night, we saw this lady inside a few times, so we didn't get a picture of her. And then we finally saw her again when we were leaving. And so my friend was like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm getting the, what did he call her? The high concept Vaporeon, I believe is what he called her. But it's a Vaporeon, in case you can't tell. But it's true that, like, she did a really good job in that she's not being like a thought Vaporeon. Like, she's not just wearing like a blue swimsuit, but she had like this full-on like blue ballroom dress and everything like that for her Vaporeon and whatnot, which, you know, more effort than otherwise, and harder to move around and such. So good on her. Let me take a sip of liquid real quick, and then we'll move on to Sunday's pictures. Tiny little addendum. So the morning of Sunday, while I waited for my friend to shower, I browsed the Otacon hashtag on Twitter a little bit, and I saw these two actually in the Final Fantasy XIV photo shoot, and I was like, oh man, I missed you guys. I really wish that I had seen you, because I love Emmett Selk, and the Exarch's a good time. And like, I streamed that particular section of the story, if you all recall, like a few weeks ago or so, and like, it's fantastic. I love Emmett Selk, and like, both these characters have really good moments. So I was bummed that I missed them on Saturday and didn't get a picture of them, because I assumed they wouldn't do it again. But then, first cosplay I see on Sunday when I come in through the door and head up to the 3rd level when I'm on my way to get some lunch, Emmett Selk and the Exarch, and they're so good. Such a good cosplay. So I was very happy to run into the two. Then this was the disappointment. This is the John Doe pizza, which is a great name, like fantastic name for a pizza place, like John Doe. There it is, right? Slightly morbid, but like silly in a way. And this pizza, the night before, like when I was waiting in line behind Kuka Lane and then decided to not get it, like, I saw the pizzas going by us afterwards, and most of them were cheese pizzas, and they all looked fantastic. Like, a lot of cheese, all melted, gooey. Like, it looked so good. Lunch hour, Sunday, there was barely a line for pizza, so I was like, awesome, I can go get it, I can try it out, and I can tell everyone how it was. that was my thought process, like, oh, gotta have pizza, and then tell everyone on stream about it. This pizza was shit. It was not good. I ate it. It was edible. But it was very similar to like Little Caesars, like 2-day old Little Caesars that has been microwaved. So it's just like fall apart cardboard, basically. Like, there was taste to it and such, but it tasted like it was pizza from the night before and they reheated it, which is like very disappointing in comparison to what it looked like the night before. So just unfortunate. It wasn't very good. Like Celeste pizzas that you can microwave or put into the oven for a little while and make, they tasted better than this. So it was not worth it. Later on, walking around and such, I ran into some Haikyuu cosplayers, the basketball anime, which I haven't watched, but they were kind enough to tell me about because they saw me walking down the hallway and they're like, "Oh, can we get a picture with you, house husband?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, you can." And then I had them take a picture with my phone as well. I was like, "You guys can be like my reminder to go watch Haikyuu," because they were saying it was really good. And I'm like, I do like sports animes every now and then. But they were all super friendly and nice. So good stuff. And then, excuse me, ran into a red blood cell and platelet mother and daughter pair, I think. And they were both super nice. I love how poofy her hat is. Honestly, the poofiness of the hat and the little platelet sign, it's great. It's really adorable. Then kind of milling around in the upper part near the food section, just looking at cosplays as people were kind of exiting and entering and doing their stuff. Ran into these two who wanted a picture of me, and then I got a picture of them afterwards, to, you know, Attack on Titan friends. And they had a friend who then popped in, this Will Fight Titans for Food, who then helped pose with it, which is pretty good. So just good. Then this is actually like back here where this group is standing. I continued my path on, wandering around to find cosplayers, and found Official, which I was happy about because I quite like Official. So I found Official and a good Ganyu. I really liked this Ganyu's horns that they had. Like a lot of the time I don't see the red highlights on some people's cosplays, so it was cool to see. And you know, there's a Zhongli, and then this dude is just a dude. I assumed that his friend was taking the picture. So then I ran into a Nonan. No, I always forget. It's like Nonon, right? From Kill la Kill. Pretty sure, right? Pretty sure that's who it is. And that was neat because I was talking to my friend about Kill la Kill for a little bit, and also Bob the Builder is just hanging out down here, just like thinking about. He's like, "Can I fix it?" Staring out over here. Can I fix it? And then I got a couple of good pictures. I was never on the same level as this dude, but I saw him online. People posted pictures of him online, videos of him online, because all these tubes on him like lit up and like energy pulsated around him, so it looked like he was like channeling the energy into the orb and whatnot, which is cool. But I was never in the right position to actually get a picture, so I saw him from like 3 stories up and was like, "Aha! Grab a picture of this guy." Also similar, 3 stories up, I looked down and saw a mouthful mode Kirby just eating this poor woman's head and snapped a picture so I could show my friend who loves Kirby. Then a little bit later, ran into Satan from Helltaker. Helltaker. Why does that word sound wrong to me right now? The do that one. So I saw Justice on the first day, and then saw Satan, or saw the Helltaker himself with his Satan apron, rather, on the last day, which is cool. Similar in this area, besides the Kakashi and the Link hanging out over there, ran into this wonderful Antark cosplayer from Land of the Lustrous, who even did the shh move, which is, you know, the pivotal moment of Antark and Phos's relationship when Antark sacrifices herself. Then I found a desert Miku who I was happy to take a picture of, but who like has the most dead eyes, just like so dead. I assume that it's been a long day, but I was like, "Oh, sweet, Desert Miku." I like that song quite a bit. And then shortly after chatting with the Desert Miku dead inside person, I ran into this Remelia from Toho. And in case you're wondering why I'm like leaned over, we were chatting about her outfit because I asked her if she had made it herself, and she didn't make the top part herself, but she made the skirt part on her own, and was telling me about, because normally most of the time when you see Remelias from Toho, they're wearing white and whatnot. So I was also asking, like, oh, how come it's black? And she's like, because I like black. I'm like, perfectly acceptable reason. But yeah, really good cosplay. I thought, like, she pulled it off really well. The hat was really adorable and cute, and everything else worked well together. So also have some Spirited Away and Naruto floating around. And then there's a really good Inosuke cosplayer who had the full-on crazy boar mask. And he was telling me about how hard this pose is to do, especially with a mask on. Like, sense of balance wise is very difficult. So it was good, but really good Inosuke cosplayer. And then this is let's see, where's the, okay, here's the video. Let's see if I can I like slow-mo this? The video now. Like you can see it kind of, but it's the Laughing Man from Ghost in the Shell, and he had this display that spins the image around. So like when it's not in this, like, you know, mode, you can see the whole thing normally because your eyes deal with it, but when you take a picture, if your shutter speed isn't high enough, it doesn't really work. But really cool cosplay. Then we had an interesting Soul Eater crossover with Evangelion, where there was this Shinji, let's see, there was this Shinji cosplayer who had the chair so that he could get in the pose from episode 26 and 25. But the two, they're from Soul Eater. They're the cowgirl ladies who are like Death to Kids entourage, I think. It's been a while since I watched Soul Eater, but they were posing with people and whatnot, which is pretty amusing. So, and Shinji just being Shinji while they point and laugh is just perfect. So, and they were just very happy. So it was good. And that is all I have. I don't have another cosplayer. This person, I feel like she's like an Elden Ring boss or something. She looked fairly familiar, but I don't know why. But yeah, that is mostly it. Let me just pop this open real quick. As far as art goes, this was the art haul. There's some extra bits and doodads and things that I picked up as well, but this is the main thing. So, you know, have a nice red foil of Unit 2, then 2 Outlaw Stars, and a Cowboy Bebop, Death Scythe from Gundam, BB, Maid Mash, Shuten Doji, Ibaraki Doji, Liz, Hokusai, all from Fate, those ones. Then a nice Nier one with Kaine, 2B, Zero, and a A1 steak sauce. Also sorry, I said Nero, didn't I? Zero, sorry, Zero's there, Nero's there. Nero Olympia outfit. Then this is the Chizu, or Chizu. I don't actually know how to pronounce his name. I should have asked. That really nice Twitter artist who is colorblind and makes really good art. I bought the art book as well as these two. And then we have a time I got reincarnated as a slime up here with the whole general family hanging out eating stuff. A very smug Uzaki who wants to hang out, and an Iriru from Maid Dragon drinking milk. So it was these three came as not as a set, but like buy two get one free and whatnot. So it's like, get me this one, that one, and this one. And I got the Iriru one because I think she'll be good workout material. Like when I'm working out and I need motivation and I want to look at something, it's like, okay, there she is. She has the milk. You want the milk. And I'm not talking about her breast. I'm literally talking about the milk in her hand, because in the past like 3 weeks, 3 weeks of doing fitness boxing in the morning every day for an hour, milk really hits the spot. Like afterwards, when you go to the refrigerator, it's like, yes, and take a bit of milk. Perfect. But yeah, so that was the art I got. Yeah, that was I think that is pretty much it for Otacon. I probably have like 1 or 2 other pictures of random stuff, like the shirt that I mentioned and that kind of thing. Oh, and the you know, postcards, I suppose, that I haven't sent yet, but some postcards to give to my family next time I see them. But yeah, overall it was a fun time. The management, like I said, was bad. Line management was awful. Communication was terrible. Volunteers and staff didn't know what was going on, didn't know where to direct people to do things. A lot of the staff had issues with communication, in that a lot of them were yelling at people for really no good reason, for things that were like they shouldn't have been yelling about. Like, they opened on Saturday, they opened up an emergency exit in order to help alleviate the congestion to the main lines to get in. And it was that entrance that my friend and I actually went to, because we were directed there by an end of line staffer at a different place. Who's like, "Oh, you have your badges already. If you have your badges in your wristband, you want to go to that line." It's like, okay, cool. So we went, and then like that end liner like originally directed us back to the other guy. They were like, and then we walked back, asked him about it, and then went back to the other line because it was shorter. Because he was like, "Yeah, no, you across the street is where you want to be." And we got up to the very front of that line, like where they're letting people in, and this one like staff lady was just yelling at someone and like then directing other people to go yell down the line and be like, if they have bags, they can't come in through this entrance, which was never communicated at all by any of the people who directed anyone to that line. And like, not like bag as in like, oh, you have a backpack full of stuff kind of thing. Literally any bag. Like, they were like purses, bag that is part of your cosplay, anything that is a bag. You weren't apparently supposed to be going through that line because they didn't have proper security there or something like that, even though they had people with little wands. They let us through because my friend and I were at the door at the time, and I had the bag that you see in some of these pictures that I have. Let me find one. Has to not be on the last day, because the last day I didn't have my bag with me because I didn't want to deal with that again. Here's one. Like this bag, literally just a grocery bag right here, that I had an umbrella in. And like, they let me in their graciousness, because we were right there at the door ready to go in when this lady came out and started yelling about bags. But like, yeah, it was just really bad. I didn't go to the feedback session on the last day, but I imagine they probably got an earful overall about how poorly those things are managed. And my friend who was there to mainly go to the K-pop concert that was part of the event, and who also went to a couple autograph signing things, he didn't get into one of the autograph signing things for one of the K-pop things because of the line management, basically, and them capping the room and just a bunch of other stuff, basically. Which, like, is capping a room is normal at a convention. It's like, you know, you can't have more than a certain number of people in there because, like, the convention center doesn't allow it, so that's normal and fine. But not allowing people to line up for a popular event until like 5 minutes to said event, and then causing a giant amounts of congestion in the hallways, and then not giving any direction to people in the line who are waiting that they will not be able to get in because there's too many people in the line to fit in the room and all that stuff. Like, it could have been done better, basically. And also some basic communication education to the people who were responsible for managing the lines, if that's what you can call what they were doing, would have been good. Like, you know, telling people, don't yell at the people who are doing things, talk to them. Like, don't try to instigate fights, basically. Like, there was plenty of people, if you go like trolloping through the Twitter hashtag for Otacon, you'll find plenty of people who were complaining about the rudeness of the staff and those kind of things. And like, I'm lucky that generally when I go to these events, I don't care about the panels most of the time. I do go to them, but typically I'm there for the cosplay and for the artist alley and dealer room. And I might go to like 1 or 2 panels, or go hang out in the video room for a while to watch some anime. Like, that's mainly what I'm there for, is cosplay stuff and whatnot. So it doesn't bother me too much if I can't get into a panel. But for some people like my friend and whatnot, like that was their main thing to go and whatnot, and just wasn't properly managed, basically. And I've worked as a volunteer at some conventions before and such. So, and one of my sisters used to do staff for one of the conventions that we used to go to. So I know a little bit about the back end of things, and just they could have done a lot better, basically. Yeah, anyway, so that was that. Otacon overall was pretty enjoyable for my standpoint of cosplay pictures and that kind of thing. The lineage things could have been better, whatnot. I think the staff could do a better job. I'm probably not going to go back. Honestly, it is a far drive. It is a 9-hour drive from where I am. It doesn't really feel worth it to go back, considering that about 90% of the artists who were at Artist Alley there were also at Anime Boston, which is significantly closer to me and easier to get to, and a lot cheaper. So yeah, but that's it. So hope you all enjoyed going over all the fun Otacon pictures that I had, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna do more Eterna Noctis tomorrow, possibly be in the game, maybe, and then on Tuesday I will play Ring Fit a little bit more, and then I have a couple games that I picked up. I had to flip a coin between two, but there'll be an interesting game to play on Thursday afterwards, after the Ring Fit stream. So anywho, take it easy. Hope you all have a great rest of your night, or rest of your day, I suppose, whatever time it is wherever you are, and I will see you around. So bye for now.